Good evening. I have become a tattoo. That's it. That's the end of me. I'm gonna be a tattoo forever. I'm just gonna become ink and sink into someone's skin and be a part of you permanently. That's probably the creepiest thing I've ever said. I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. Oddly enough, I think this is one of my favorite looks now. Like, one of them. Now, I do have a tattoo, just one, but I do want more in the future, probably when I'm like 30. You guys think I just have old lady Lex planned? No, I have my whole life planned. And if anything changes in my life plan, plot twist! In the future, I really know that I want more tattoos. Like, I want like sort of like a half sleeve that's starting from the top of my hand, like going up my arm. Amazing. All the products I use today will be listed somewhere around the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact the tattoo me. Is this not the most soothing looking foundation makeup application you have ever seen? So I'm actually using spray-on foundation and applying it everywhere. I'm then taking a lighter foundation and using that to kind of highlight my face, highlighting my cheekbones as well as my forehead. Set all of this tons of foundation using RCMA powder. Apply eye primer. To start on the eyes, I'm first starting out using white eyeshadow underneath my brow bone and on my inner corner. Now how I normally describe this like 20s type look is almost like a reverse modern day smoky eye. Instead of it being heavier towards the end of your eye, it's actually heavier towards the inner part of your eye. And based on the old tattoo references, you definitely need some pink or red underneath your eyes. Line them, Alexys. And I'm then filling in my super thin brows using black body paint. More pink! Line and fill in your lips using a dark red lip liner. Using brown eyeshadow, I'm then going in and actually making the shading for the hair prior to putting the hair on. I'm then filling in the outline using black body paint. To start on all the highlights in the hair, I'm first adding white body paint, then going in and blending in gray on both sides, and then adding black to the rest of whatever's open. Putting the waves in this hair is probably the most satisfying part of this tutorial. I just love the way they look. Add a smidge of nose contour. This is probably the most difficult part of this tutorial. Please do not stab yourself in the eye. For the banner on my chest, I just wanted to generally outline it before putting the roses on, and I used a tan body paint, but then switched over to a more yellow body paint. I know it's a little hard to see since it's pretty much skin tone, but I'm not only popping that out, but I'm also separating and shading behind the banner itself using brown eyeshadow. 10 out of 10, this girl can draw a flower. So this flower is gonna be really confusing to explain by the way that I paint. I'm using a reference photo of a rose and I'm just painting the red blob, then going in and adding all of the outline using black. Highlight the folds of the petals using a purple, pink, whitish color. You can then take white and blend it into the red petals to make a pink highlight. Without blending as much, go back in and use that white body paint again to create line highlights. And finally, taking black body paint, go ahead and add all of the shading. This is just easiest to look at a reference of an old tattoo. Leaves, super easy. Take a little bit of lime green, add a little bit of lime green eyeshadow on them, little bit of olive eyeshadow on them, little bit of black eyeshadow on them. Outline using body paint, boom, done. And you can go ahead and create a blob rose on the other side. The reason I usually paint in blobs is because it's much easier to go in and outline once you have the blob as opposed to outlining and then trying to fill that in. Using brown eyeshadow, you can continue shading the rest of your banner now that the roses are actually on. Now because I have to do this writing backwards in the mirror, I'm first using an eyebrow marker just so I have a general idea of how long the words are going to be, and I'm then using black body paint to go ahead and write it on and not line it up with that at all. But I knew I had to make it smaller. Once that's done, you can go ahead and outline your banner. Because I wanted to be a floating head, I also painted the rest of my body black, but you do not have to do that. I also just want to let you guys know donations have started this year for diabetes awareness. I will put a link in the description below. It's only a minimum donation of $5. So if you have $5 that you'd love to give to donate to help out people, kids, people of all ages, I would appreciate it so much. Like if everybody donated $5 on this channel, we would have $10 million.